How did Jake Paul manipulate Shane Dawson into liking him in Shane's Jake Paul series? Find out next. Welcome back to the channel, all you Shakers. Derek Van Shake here. Shane Dawson did an 8-part docu-series on Jake Paul. And as I'm sure you recall, when Shane started this series, he was legitimately scared of Jake Paul, since he was seriously concerned Jake was a sociopath.
Isn't that creepy?
That sounds like someone we know. My gosh.
Like people, or they want to be aggressive.
I'm feeling sick.
However, after spending some time with Jake and at the end of the last episode, they've apparently became friends.
So when are you guys going on vacation? Because I think you should go like now.
We're going? We're doing like a day.
2 days, but yeah, I think we should go right now.
Yeah, I think we should like get on a plane now.
Let's be like, so he evaluated my whole life.
Shane had a very negative impression of Jake from the start. But how did Jake fight that uphill battle to manipulate or change Shane's opinion of him and eventually win Shane over? That's what we're going to find out. Furthermore, we're going to look at how Jake's possible manipulation caused Shane to be easier on him during questioning. Clearly, Jake did a good job in winning Shane over, so take note of Jake's tactics, which I'll be pointing out, since they may be helpful for you to use when you're trying to get someone to like you in your life. Now, let's get into analyzing body language and the key points in Shane's series to find out how Jake won Shane over.
I mean, I don't even think I have to warn you, but people hate me, like literally they hate me.
Jake starts working on Shane immediately, but doesn't say what most would. How many people would say something like, "They have me all wrong. You'll see for yourself when you do your docu-series. Everyone will see the truth." Jake knows how to influence. He first calls out what Shane believes to be true based on what Jake is sure Shane has already heard about him. It's a tactful way of empathizing so Shane doesn't go on the defensive, repeating and thereby reaffirming all the negative stuff he's heard about Jake.
If like this is gonna hurt you, then like I don't want to do it.
Jake makes it appear at least to put Shane ahead of himself. Jake is starting to create that foundation of trust. Is it possible Jake was being honest? Sure. Is it possible Jake was trying to manipulate Shane into doing the series so he can change his image positively? Sure, but that's for you to decide. Coming across as legitimately looking out for that other person's interests builds trust.
But yeah, it's like, if there's anything we can do to avoid you getting hurt, we should do it.
Again, more looking out for Shane's interests, very smart and very effective to start getting that person on your side. Wouldn't you like someone who seems to be authentically looking out for your best interests?
And we should just be as honest as possible about everything.
Now, Jake is coming across as honest. Shane doesn't want to interview someone who's closed off and deceitful. Jake knows when selling someone on something, focus on what they want, how they see it, and how it can help them.
Yeah, man, I trust you, I trust you.
Jake tells Shane that he trusts him. This is very effective. If I were to say to you, I trust you. Now, if I were to say to you, you better not stab me in the back or else you'll be sorry. Which one is more likely for you to comply? When you initiate a leap of trust with somebody, they'll naturally won't want to let you down. When you threaten, people will naturally want to and try to resist.
He literally warned me not to do it. Right? He was like literally.
See, now Shane is feeling like, wow, Jake cares about me. He's looking out for me.
Talk to a psychologist and see like if he is a sociopath, because that word was like all over my timeline.
When Shane first announced he was doing this docu-series on Jake Paul, a lot of people called Jake a sociopath, which started to give Shane the idea to look into that. So naturally, sociopath has been on his mind. Despite that positive voice message Jake left, all the comments Shane got from viewers that Jake could be a sociopath are creating doubt in his mind.
Could he be doing this series with me just to get views? Could he be doing this series with me because he actually wants to change and wants to be honest and talk about everything he's done? Or is he a sociopath? And I'm literally like walking into the lion's den.
Shane knows sociopaths are manipulative, so he has his guard up. Therefore, if Jake's a sociopath, he knows that everything Jake said could be just to manipulate him.
From what I've read about sociopaths, it's somebody who doesn't have a sense of morality They don't know what good or bad is. They don't know when to stop. They enjoy manipulating people and fucking with people.
That voice message Jake left helped plant the seed of goodwill in Shane's mind, but at this point, Shane doesn't believe he can trust Jake.
They think they're better than everybody, and everybody is just a pawn in their chess game. It's really dark.
This picture, that looks like two fucking straight up sociopaths planning their next move. Oh, the caption. Let's go.
Seriously? They were going to fight a boxing match there. Clearly this whole sociopath thing really got Shane on edge. But it's so interesting because you can even feel how deeply scared Shane was of Jake at this point.
To a sociopath, the world is a chess game.
Yes.
And all the pieces are people.
And they don't care about them. There's no empathy for them. Remember that. They're just tools. Can I use that to help me get what I want?
They're wearing a mask. And around certain people, they use a different one. Like around you, I'm going to be funny. Around you, I'm going to be sad. Around you, I'm going to be charming. Around you. But what's under the mask is the truth.
I'd almost argue it like doesn't really exist. Because they don't really know who they are.
Shane was deeply believing that Jake was likely a sociopath at this point, and any positive feelings from that voice message was a distant past. Now it's time to meet Jake at his Team 10 house. After Katie the therapist apparently freaked Shane out, he's understandably very nervous to go into Jake's world. At this point, I'm sure Shane was expecting Jake to scare him or prank him right off the bat.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, real quick. What is, that's me lifting up all my insecurities. Oh!
You have a school bus.
See, Shane had the most negative expectations, and when everything started to feel normal, Shane became relieved and grateful. Therefore, naturally, Shane immediately started to form positive feelings. Kind of like, thank God I'm not going to be pranked, scared, and harassed all day like he does to people in his videos. Jake comes walking out casually to greet them with a smile, which immediately emphasizes the burst of positive feelings Shane was experiencing. You can even hear how happy and relieved Shane is in that boisterous laugh.
This is f***ing crazy.
It's crazy.
What is the scoop? Sorry.
Oh, this is Jake.
Jake shakes Katie's hand, but then
This is Katie producing.
Nice to meet you.
he gives Shane a big bear hug. Jake got to know Shane a little bit through their prior communication and also knows Shane is a hugger. Jake seems to know that greeting people with the closest acceptable greeting is the most effective start to get someone to like you. Whatever it is for that person, a handshake and a pat on the back, a bro hug. If you feel like it's acceptable, go for the closest physical greeting possible.
Oh my god.
I'm surprised this is like the first time we're like finally meeting.
It's really weird.
After like years of knowing about each other, I feel like.
Jake makes Shane feel welcomed and expresses how excited he is to meet him, immediately creating even more positive feelings for Shane.
We have a lot of mutual friends too. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? I'm Andrew.
Jake.
Nice to meet you, dude.
Nice to meet you.
Feels normal.
Jake greets Andrew the camera guy, even though some would rudely ignore the person filming. What you'll notice Jake does extremely well is called stacking. He does one good thing after another. In itself, doing one polite thing or one welcoming thing is okay. But doing one after another creates a tidal wave of welcoming feelings and builds trust extremely quickly.
Oddly normal.
It does, right?
Now I feel fine.
I'm a little bit nervous.
Jake admits he's feeling a little nervous. However, admitting being just a little nervous is in effect surrendering power to Shane, making Shane feel even more comfortable at his place. A lot of nervousness isn't good because it can create awkwardness that's not fun for anyone. I generally don't recommend admitting nervousness unless it's super obvious to the person you're meeting.
Okay, the school bus. So what is that? Where'd you buy that?
That's my dad's, good old Greg Paul. There's like a bed in there, and like he like drives around and like He just sleeps in there. My dad's a weirdo.
Clearly that's really weird, but Jake knows calling his dad a weirdo will distance himself from that and also even a little bit of some of the other weird stuff he's done in the past.
This is the Team 10 house. This?
Jake starts to smile, but tries to hold it back so he doesn't come across as cocky. Of course, cocky isn't likable.
This is crazy.
It's crazy, right?
How? Okay.
It's only until now he breaks the tension with a smile and a laugh when Shane says that it's crazy. Laughing at the craziness of the house still paints Jake as likable. Smiling at how successful he is paints Jake as cocky. Jake gives a tour of his yard and eventually a tour of his house. Giving a brief tour of your home to your guests will make them feel more comfortable and trust you more, because our instincts cause us to subconsciously fear and feel uncomfortable with new places.
Well, look at that. That's a You want to go in?
Yeah, let's go inside.
Jake poses what they're gonna do next as a question instead of an order. An order would be, let's go inside. Jake instead said, do you want to go in? This creates a feeling that Shane and his crew are in control. No one likes being ordered around, even if it's something we want to do.
You guys want water or anything?
Jake asks if Shane's crew wants water. Offering a gift creates reciprocity, even if it's as simple as water. The person receiving the gift will naturally feel like they owe you something in return. Smart salespeople have learned this trick to get their foot in a customer's door.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi! Nice to meet you. How are you?
Immediately, Erika greets Shane, showing excitement that their guests have arrived. Guests naturally could feel like they're intruding a little bit. So the more the host can show that they're happy to have their guests over, the more comfortable the guests will feel.
Did you guys just get here? Are you nervous?
I'm nervous.
I was watching you guys walk around.
I'm nervous.
Again, Jake says he's nervous, making Shane and his team feel like they're in charge. Hands over the head also gives the feeling to his guests, who are about to interview him, that he's surrendering himself with openness.
No, with the camera.
Yeah.
Laughter and smiles are so important to get someone to like you. Don't underestimate the power of laughter and smiles. Ever try to be mad at someone that just made you smile and laugh? It's nearly impossible to stay mad at them.
Yeah, you've never really done anything like...
I've never, I don't even, talk to other YouTubers.
Right here, Jake makes Shane feel exclusive and important.
I feel like they all hate me.
Same.
No, they like you.
Jake gives Shane another compliment by telling him other YouTubers like him. Also, did you hear Erika encouraging commonality?
Wait.
Yeah, so it looks like the house is made out of Legos.
It's dope.
Yeah. All the little kids, if kids come here, I'm like, yo, the house is made out of Legos, and they freak out.
Now, Jake talks about putting those Lego walls in for the kids. Someone who likes kids immediately comes across as more trustworthy.
But yeah, there's hidden things in it.
Oh my god. So little scenarios.
There's me on stage in there. Yeah. Is this Thor?
Or smile.
Similar thing with pets. People who are kind to animals come across as more stable, loving, and trustworthy. When I was single, friends that were girls would always half-jokingly tell me, don't worry about having a nice car or a watch, just get a dog.
You smell the other dogs.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Jake gives Thor a compliment and comes across as positive and loving. When I was a kid, my family had a golden. They shed their fur like crazy. He could have also mentioned something like that, but he didn't. Choosing to say only positive things makes a person come across as more positive and more likable. Jake seems to introduce everyone to Shane and his team. Have you ever visited someone's home and the host didn't introduce you to someone else who was in the house, and it's kind of awkward because you don't know if there's a good reason why they chose not to introduce you? Jake does the proper thing, making Shane feel very comfortable, almost like he's now part of the gang.
Wait, what are you doing?
Have you seen the Jackass one where he has millions of rat traps and he dresses up as a rat and there's cheese on the other side?
I don't think I've seen that.
Jake now comes across as more mature than Chad Temper, who's apparently living his dream of being on Jackass.
Well, I'm gonna do that, and then
You're gonna do that today?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were coming either. I planned that earlier.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Also, there's a boxing ring in the living room.
Jake calls out and laughs that he has a boxing ring in his living room, which is very effective to normalize the oddity. When something is clearly odd, diffuse the oddity by talking about it in your frame. Don't ignore it. Jake brought it up so he can laugh at it in his frame, thereby diffusing the oddity so it becomes more normal.
So there's that.
Are you gonna keep it here?
Yes, yeah, well, I'm in a fight again. So,
Who are you gonna fight?
an NFL player wants to fight me. I know, he'd beat my ass.
Here, Jake comes across as real, honest, and down to earth, therefore very likable. He could have said something cocky like, he won't have a chance when I'm through with training, but how likable would that make him come across?
Just like make me pass out for a while.
All three are smiling and laughing. Do you think Shane and his crew will forget how much they smiled and laughed when they visited the Team 10 house?
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta pee real fast.
Oh yeah, the bathroom is good. It's the first one on the right.
The bathroom's over there. He could have said that, but he walks Shane over to the hall where the bathroom is. It comes across that he cares. Something tells me Vlog Dad had nothing to do with his manners and politeness.
Oh, this could be
Oh my god.
Jake commenting on how cute Thor is emphasizing his loving side.
Wait, did you just say you're gonna turn this into a foam pit?
No, we were trying to, like, a rock wall or like a basketball court.
Wait, if you made this whole thing a foam pit.
Notice how Shane starts to buy into the concept of the craziness of the Team 10 house. It's because he's feeling the good vibes of being welcomed, and Jake is coming across as extremely likable.
And then you got a fucking like Tarzan swing type thing. I don't even know where to start. Should we start the merch store in your house?
Maybe some Jake Paul posters.
Always.
You put them in your room.
Jake gives Shane posters as a joke, but it still develops the feeling of reciprocity where Shane is starting to feel slightly more and more in debt to Jake.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see that there's
people up.
a lot of members.
Yeah, it's
Some
kind
of which have fallen.
It's kind of awkward. Hey, someone get the spray paint.
Jake could have started to drag the members who left Team 10 through the mud, calling them names, pointing out who screwed over him, but he decides to crack a simple joke, causing everyone to smile and laugh again.
Who's still here? He's here.
Justin Roberts is still here.
We stand. I have a lot of questions about Justin Roberts.
I know my mom's hot. I'm the coolest 15-year-old in the world.
How did you find Justin Roberts? What is Justin Roberts? We'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to
More smiling and laughing and having a good time.
Where's he gonna go?
Bro, I feel like you know everything.
Oh, the last 3 weeks, I have been doing the most intensive research, more than I've ever done in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, yes. A lot of things, we'll save most of it for tomorrow. But it's interesting. I feel like I know you in a weird way, and you don't know me, so it's weird, but I feel like I know you, so I'm excited to like...
Yeah, you sent like Erika a message, and it was like really accurate.
Jake knows Shane is taking great pride in the amount of research he's done, so Jake compliments that. People value compliments the most in what they most highly value. That's the ultra compliment secret. Find out what someone values the most and give them an authentic compliment on it at a later point.
Who's this dog?
Wait, this is Athena. This is Anthony's dog. Okay. I don't know why.
Hi, Athena.
More petting the animal companions. Petting an animal shows the desire and the ability to love as well as selflessness.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's next?
Okay, we can go this way. This is basically, the gym is here. Yeah, I was saying like these are some of my best friends from Ohio.
Oh, so you guys like to work together?
Yeah.
Jake's longtime friends are over, which shows that he's not screwing everyone over and is able to maintain friendships.
So you knew him when he was how old? Like
I've knew Jake since like 5th grade.
5th grade, yeah.
We know Jake and he's like still the same Jake.
Yeah, it's the same Jake, just at a more advanced level now.
what are you doing?
Randomly pets one of his dogs there.
How often do you use that gym? Every day.
Every day, bro.
Oh my god, I didn't see.
More smiles and laughter. Some people sadly think that the help don't need to be introduced, but Jake even introduces his chef to Shane.
Yeah.
Wait, can I open the fridge?
Yes. I don't even know.
Oh, he's guarding you.
Thor, get out of the way.
Here, come here.
Thor is in the way of opening the fridge, but instead of tugging on the dog's collar to get him out of the way, he does the polite thing by encouraging the dog to want to get out of the way.
This is huge. Wait, I want to join Team 10.
Shane admits that he wants to join Team 10, so telling and not surprising based on what we're seeing and how much fun they're having.
Me joining Team 10 because I want the food.
Shane covers up his last statement with, well, because I want the food. I don't think he said that just because of the food. It's obvious he's having a lot of fun there, and this is only the beginning.
Wait, what's outside? What is that?
We can go this way, yeah. We're kind of on like a backwards move.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
A crazy view like that will make someone who's coming across as likable seem even more cool. But a crazy view like that will make someone who's coming across as cocky seem even more like an asshole.
Right now, like I'm on like a vacation.
For how long?
Like a month.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just cause like I felt like I didn't deserve a vacation or like need a vacation, but like I feel like I earned it.
A strong work ethic is always a very admirable quality. And you guessed it, it causes someone to seem even more likable.
Everybody can agree like how much work it is, especially when you were doing it every day for like what, a year, 2 years or something?
Yeah, like 2 years, yeah.
Having to come up with the craziest shit
day,
every time.
Yeah. And you want to like try to top yourself and like make it like better, and like it's like a challenge, you know? And I think that's like where a lot of like the madness and like craziness comes in, and like because it just never ends and you just want to keep on like growing and growing and growing.
Now we're starting to see the direct payoff that Jake created by intentionally or unintentionally coming across as so likable. Shane's now empathizing with Jake for why he had to do such crazy stunts.
I mean, that's how I feel with like even doing these types of videos where it's like I did, you know, TanaCon and then Jeffrey.
Shane is starting to relate his work to Jake's work. Since Jake is coming across as ultra likable, Shane naturally wants to feel like he's similar to Jake in certain ways at least.
Cool. Oh my god, we have the same duck.
Similarity in having anything in common, even a blown up duck, always helps likability because it gives the natural feeling the two think alike. Typically, why do people become friends? Yeah, it's because they're similar people.
Sorry, I got excited.
You got the duck.
Jake asking Shane about himself, showing authentic interest in Shane. There's a really good saying that will help you pick good people to be around. People who talk only of themselves think only of themselves.
You should build some kind of crazy ass water slide.
Yeah, like right here.
That goes like from the house to the pool. Why am I giving you the worst ideas?
No, that's a good idea.
I'm making it worse.
More buy-in from the crazy Team 10 lifestyle from Shane. Team 10 is probably too crazy for Shane, but this all shows that he gets it.
You want this? Go!
That was Jake viciously teasing the dogs.
Hey guys.
So, can you guys show me your room?
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Erika.
That two-hand handhold shows extra love, care, and gratefulness for Erika.
Oh wow. We got fans, yes, we have fan mail. Every day, bro.
More seemingly authentic laughing and smiling about some of the fan art, showing how much he values his fans. You're seeing why Shane's questioning of Jake ended up fairly light. Jake comes across as extremely likable.
Okay, so a lot of people think you guys are fake. It's actually real.
Yeah.
So, what is Team 10 now?
It's confusing. Like I don't even know what it is.
Jake here is modest and real, so he comes across as honest and likable. He could have embellished what Team 10 is, but he would have sounded cocky and not likable.
Chance and Anthony had an account together, and like Chance left Team 10 and like switched the passwords and like stole the account. And so Anthony was like left without like anything, and so I just gave him my second account.
Some think this part wasn't actually completely true, but nevertheless, to Shane at least, this comes across that Jake is nice and has empathy. Now they're in the basement where Jake has a theater. Shane asks Jake some initial questions, and listen to how Jake responds to this question.
I was really curious about the music because I feel like I always took it as a joke. Like, kind of self-aware and kind of a parody and kind of like, you know, like with the driving around the expensive cars and throwing money and like, I'm the best, PewDiePie's next.
Who the f is Jake Paul?
Like in my head, I was like, oh, it's like funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hear what Jake said? Yeah, a little bit. He agreed with Shane to come across as more likable. He could have said, that's not completely how it is, but then Shane would immediately feel defensive. Starting off with agreement will get you further much quicker. That's actually a very common sales tactic.
It was like, I didn't know anybody, like I was just having fun when we were making the songs. I think people like misjudge like my personality. It was like, how can I do my best attempt at like being like a rapper and like making a rap song? And people took it as like, wow, this like stupid kid's like actually trying to rap.
Jake could have defended his songs. Some of his songs have won legitimate awards and have even been high up on the top spot of modern lists. But instead, he decided to be modest and just laugh at himself that he doesn't know what he's doing. Shane now asked Jake what motivates him.
To me, like, I love to just create and like build and like watch things grow. I always just like to challenge myself and see how hard I can push myself.
To be growth driven is a very admirable quality, even though he's done a lot of dumb things.
A recent stunt involved tossing furniture into an empty pool and setting the pile on fire.
He seems to have a very good focus and drive.
He would like buy houses and then like shitty houses, and then me, my brother, and him would like go like every night and like just work for hours like fixing them.
This is
so weird. And then he would like sell it for more money.
This is weird.
What, you did that too?
Yeah. I knew I had so many things in common with you. I just had this weird like gut feeling. It's so weird.
That's weird.
Because yeah, my parents divorced when I was 8. My dad was a contractor.
Shane shares this major commonality with Jake. Again, people are friends because they're similar in at least some ways. Unfortunately, this massive personal connection likely also caused Shane to be even lighter in his questioning of Jake. Now they go off-roading on Jake's off-road course at his house.
Send it.
What's going on? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, where are we going?
When people share an adrenaline rush, camaraderie, trust, and friendship is built. It's kind of like a primal feeling of, we overcame that near-death experience together. I actually recommend it to anyone deciding on a date activity. Just make sure of these two things. First, that person you're taking on your adrenaline date likes that type of adrenaline activity. The second thing, make sure you really like that person because there's a really good chance they'll like you back afterwards.
Welcome back, riders.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was fun, right?
I liked it. And I don't like shit like this.
It was fun.
But I did have fun.
Shane is like, this is the most amount of fun I've had in the last half decade.
We should go to Walmart and get tents.
That sounds fun.
But
wait, I want to go to Walmart with Jake Paul.
Let's go. Hey, you guys all want to go to Walmart?
Yeah. Jake asked everyone if they want to go to Walmart. It's his house, he's the big name, he has over 17 million subscribers. He could have said, hey guys, we're going to Walmart, come on. Instead, he poses it as a question to create free will buy-in.
So we go to Walmart.
Let's go to Walmart.
Let's go.
It's summer, September. You can do whatever you want to do.
Could any of this have possibly impacted Shane's questioning? Definitely not.
Shane, do you edit all your videos?
Yeah, me and Andrew kind of split it up.
The one with Jeffrey was crazy.
I love that.
Jake and Erika give Shane authentic compliments on his work. This is also coming from major creators, not just any YouTube creator, so that compliment means even more.
Tents, sleeping bags, stuff to make a fire, volleyball court stuff, and a trampoline.
And a soccer
and
net.
Snacks. And a volleyball ball and a soccer ball.
Jake and Erika basically made Shane part of the Team 10 gang for the day, and he's understandably loving it.
This looks legit, yeah?
Wait, isn't that your thing? I just might have made that.
Shane makes a bad joke, but Jake and Erika still laugh to make him feel good. I'm sure Shane appreciated the saving laughter because I know I would. There's nothing worse than putting yourself out there to make a joke, but it just comes across as not funny and everyone just gives you a weird look. Clearly I have some experience.
So you guys are actually gonna camp? Like, what's happening?
So we're gonna build a tent in our backyard and have like a slumber party.
So much work.
With like a fire and like marshmallows.
All right, I'm in.
You want to do it?
If Shane and his team actually had a slumber party at Jake's, there's no chance that impacted his questioning to Jake.
And the battery is there.
There's something up with the...
But it doesn't... We could just jump it. We can come jump it. Hopefully a fan comes up and asks for a picture of it. Yo, you got jumper cables?
More laughing and smiling. That was pretty funny, actually.
Come on, give it to me! 6 figures!
For some reason, Shane is obsessed with Justin Roberts.
6 figures, I was only 4.
This guy like strangled her, like hurt her, and now she's at her building and she's genuinely scared to sleep. And
I
just
heard these messages too.
So this girl was my friend at the time.
She actually like filed a police report.
Yeah, that wasn't fake. Like all that was completely real.
Wait, so what actually happened? Do you guys believe her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my mentality, which was immature, but I obviously did it.
Right here, Jake owning up to doing it, being self-aware enough to call himself immature, admitting when you're wrong builds respect.
I went to this YouTube creator summit thing, and like, I literally just like sat by myself the whole time. Like no one was like, hey man, like your videos or like anything like that, you know? And I knew like, I feel like I'm complaining.
Jake is complaining, but by calling out that he feels he's complaining, makes Shane say this.
It's okay. No, I think, listen, like, I think it's okay because, like, people don't see that from you. You're kind of always, like, pretending like you're fine. So I think it's interesting.
It makes Shane feel he should come in with an empathy perspective to rationalize what Jake was saying.
That's why I just stay here with Thor. Isn't that right, buddy?
You're probably thinking Jake was just being cute with Thor here, but you're actually wrong. If we adjust the color back to the actual, and then adjust the gamma back to the actual, then we digitally push his hair back. Yep, proof. Jake Paul is actually the devil.
Oh my god.
You guys are like very similar in a weird way. It's like creepy.
It's weird.
Naturally, when someone feels they're similar to another person, they're going to defend that person. At this point, Shane is so extremely biased with a personal stake in all of this, any type of hardball questioning of Jake was unfortunately never going to happen.
Oh my god!
I know. Yo, we're literally the same person.
Yeah, it's like really creepy. I'm like, whoa. But
the way
I think
he gets quiet in certain situations and like kind of shuts down and kind of like whatever is literally, it was like looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
Shane's change of opinion of Jake was amazing. Shane went from legitimately scared of Jake Paul to seemingly becoming besties and feeling like they were the same person. A lot of people were annoyed at Shane for becoming so soft on Jake. I get that it's human nature to become emotionally biased when it's not strictly just the interview business. Whether it was all part of Jake's plan or not, it was impressive how likable Jake came across versus how much of a shitty person Jake comes across in his vlogs.
I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay, I just wouldn't do that.
I want to do the interview here.
Yeah, you can't do the interview up there.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna send it.
It was almost like completely different people. What do you think? Now in the comments, why was Jake acting so nice when Shane was there? Do you think Jake was being a manipulative sociopath? Was he trying to suck up to Shane to win him over so the series came across as more favorable to Jake? Was Jake being authentically himself and he's normally just like that? Or is Jake now medicated? Let everyone know what you think in the comments below. Personally, I think in the past he acted like a complete sociopath in his videos. However, based on what I saw in the Shane series, if he is a sociopath, he's really good at coming across as not one. Some think I hate Jake Paul. That's not at all true. I just call it how it is. However, it is true, in one of my videos, I did say that if Jake was going to whine about my videos, we should settle it in the ring. And that still stands. Remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future body language and investigative videos that always seem to shake up YouTube, and I'll see you at the top.